You barely made it.
I know.
You beat the Instagram though. That's
All
good.
right, welcome back. We are the Scheib team with Century 21 in Des Moines.
Hi.
Hello. And we're going to talk today. Well, first we're going to play our little game and chat a little bit, but our topic today is going to be associations, covenants, bylaws. What do they mean? What are they? And yeah, we'll go from there. And hopefully, if you have any questions, you can shoot them our way. Right now we only have a couple followers, but as we go, questions are what we really want. Questions.
Yeah, ask questions because otherwise we're just gonna talk about nothing.
Yep.
We're gonna pull a Seinfeld and just go with no direction whatsoever. So
I didn't watch Seinfeld, so
you're lost.
I don't get it.
You're lost.
We got our friend Dwight here still.
There's no reason. We just like I like The Office. I don't know.
I like The Office as well, and I think he's hilarious because he's so dumb.
No, he's not dumb. He's funny. He's really funny.
All right, whatever.
Okay.
Hey, first, I'm super proud of this. I got my first growler. I have a client, Jim. He prints these, and he's got a patent on it. It's pretty awesome, even though it's backwards in some of these cameras. But if you want a Scheib growler, let me know, and maybe we can hook you up. All right, back to Dwight in the game.
Okay, I'll ask the question first, and I'm answering it for Tim. So the very first question that we have here is, how will our culture change in the next 100 years? And I'm answering it as if you were answering it.
Yes.
This is kind of a bad
You're
question.
saying what I'm thinking, basically, when it comes to that.
I think maybe more convenience. People are going to want more, just everything to be easier and more convenient. Am I right? Am I on the right path, or no?
Kind of.
Okay.
My thoughts are, in the next 100 years, our culture is going to change because it's going to move to less human interaction. It's going to be more online. I hear a lot about virtual reality. I don't know if that'll be in place, but in 100 years from now, people could be living their life on virtual reality and all reality.
Maybe all of our showings will be through virtual reality, and you don't actually go into the house. You just put these things on.
Yep, my buddy was
Crazy.
we were talking about that the other day, and I was like, well, if you can't be at a house, send VR goggles and do a 360 or a Matterport camera, and there you got it.
Yeah, crazy.
All right, so we're going to watch for questions the best we can, but let us know if you do have any questions. Again, we're going to be talking about association, and now it's my turn to do the question for Rachel.
I will say one thing too. If you're an Office fan like I am, I really appreciate the Office quotes. So even if you don't have a question and you just feel like sharing an Office quote just to make me laugh in the middle of this, that would be awesome. And I would probably read it out loud too and probably start laughing out loud. So that's another thing. If you don't have questions, just shoot some Office quotes our way and we'll appreciate them just as much.
Yep. All right, so here's a little game on Rachel's side here. If you could rename yourself, if you're not supposed to be reading, I got to read it to them.
Okay.
Okay. If you could rename yourself, what would you choose? Now I got to guess what she would choose. That's pretty hard.
It's really hard because I don't even know what. I don't know. That's really hard. Honestly, I don't.
Well, let's just go with the theme here. Pam.
No.
Pam.
No.
Pam.
That's not even from The Office. That's
Pam?
from Step Brothers.
Jim and Pam.
I know,
but I
that
transitioned
quote is
into what
from
I know.
Step Brothers, though. That's not
I know,
even.
but you love Jim so much.
Jim. Is there anybody else that likes Jim? He's like the dream guy. I mean, does anybody else agree with me, or am I just crazy? I don't think I'm crazy. Now you're trying to be Blake Shelton.
Gone country.
Yep. Okay, so let's move on to the actual
Topic of the night.
Real stuff. So we're going to talk about homeowners associations and covenants. So for a buyer, when you're looking to buy a house, you want to know if there's a homeowners association or covenants in that area that your house that you would like to purchase is in. So do you want to talk about homeowners insurance or
insurance? That too. You need insurance.
Association.
Okay,
you do need insurance, but
a homeowners association can be different depending on where you live, what association. I know in like Florida and Arizona and all those places on the coast, they have homes that are actually in associations that cost quite a bit more. But in Iowa, in the Midwest, typically the monthly dues or the larger monthly dues are in townhomes or condos. Those association dues, depending on what kind of home you live in, so on a townhome, the association dues cover your exterior maintenance, snow removal,
Lawn care,
sometimes garbage, not always. You have to read through the covenants and figure that out. But
common areas that are
common areas.
shared. Yes.
And one of the things I hear most often from people is, I don't want association dues. I can't live in a townhome because I'm not, paying money for association dues. And in all honesty, if you look at it, you're getting a huge discount on your homeowner's insurance. So on a house, homeowner's insurance could run $100 a month or so. And on a condo, it could be around $40 a month. So there you're already saving $50 or $60. If your association dues are $120, you're saving $50, $60 just on insurance for the property. Because all you're doing on condo, townhome insurance is the inside walls. Plus, if you have your garbage paid for, there's another $10 a month. If you're not doing snow removal and mowing your yard and that kind of stuff, it all adds up, and it's really not too far off. Mm-hmm. But
and those typically, it just depends on where you're looking, but they can, I would say the average is maybe $150 a month.
Yeah, probably. It's pretty fair.
$125 to $150,
On
something around
townhomes
there.
and condos, yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes the older ones are a little bit less if it's owner ran, then you're not paying a management fee. You're just having the owners of the association, the people who live there, take care of it. So that helps a little bit too.
Yeah.
When you're buying a townhome or condo, and we're going to stick with that just because that's where we're at right now, but when you're buying a townhome or condo, another thing to remember is you always want to read over the covenants, the bylaws. Typically a lender will require you to go through that, but as an agent we're going to give you about 14 days to review and approve. So within that 14 days you read in there that it doesn't allow dogs over 35 pounds, then you have the ability to opt out of the contract and get your earnest money back. But yeah, so make sure you read through that. We have addendums that state the different documents that you get. So we just sold a townhome over the weekend, and the owner sent us all the documents that we needed, which is really nice that we didn't have to call and dig them up ourselves. But that is something that you as a buyer have a right to review. So if you're working with an agent, you're writing an offer on a townhome, make sure you include that somewhere, either if it's its own addendum or within the purchase agreement.
Yep. So moving on to covenants, which we kind of touched on with the townhomes, but covenants are basically rules that you must follow for the development that your house sits in. So they can include certain types of fencing that you can or cannot use, paint colors that you can or can't use. There's all kinds of stuff.
There's a ton of rules. In a regular, so many buyers say they don't want covenants. I don't want covenants. I don't want covenants. I don't want covenants. Well, if you're moving to a new house, there's about a 99% chance that you're going to have covenants within that development. And the covenants are really there strictly to maintain the value of the neighborhood. They don't try and do that to say you can't do something, but the neighbors don't want to have an RV parked in front of a house, a brand new, $400,000 house all year long.
And they don't want their neighbors to paint their house hot pink or
lime
plum.
green. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like,
it just protects you.
There was a house in Altoona for the longest time. A guy, his buddies painted it the color of, I think, the Home Depot race car, and it was kind of known because it had like the racing stripe on it, and it was bright orange. That doesn't fly in neighborhoods with covenants. So,
Yeah.
but
So much.
all neighborhoods, not all, but most new construction neighborhoods do have covenants in place. Now, another question is, who governs those associations? Well, the older ones that have been there for 5-10 years, they're the owners. If it's built out and established, the owners around them are the ones who govern those associations or those covenants. So someone has to turn you in, and the way they have to turn you in, to my belief, is they basically
If you break one of those rules.
they have to get an attorney and go right at you. There's really nobody that says these are the covenants, you have to do this. It's I don't like what you're doing. It's not on the covenants. I have grounds to come after you and make you change what you're doing. So quite honestly, it's pretty rare that does happen because neighbors are neighbors and you have to live next to them. So, but you get a few crazies now and again that, will be really picky and turn you in for everything. So it does happen.
Neighborhood watchdog.
Yep. Yep.
So what are we missing here for covenants? I feel like there's some in new construction, for instance. If you're building, it's very important to read those because it might require that you use a certain type of siding, for instance.
Yep.
I had that we ran into that mistake once.
In size of home.
The size of home, yeah, it has to be a certain amount of square feet finished. How many trees do you need? That kind of thing. So make sure you read through the whole thing, because if you're going at it with your builder and you're in this price range and then you discover, oh no wait, in this development I actually have to have 1,700 square feet instead of 1,600, well that's going to add to your price and you're not going to be able to afford it. So you are going to essentially going to have to find a whole new development to build in. So
Yep.
very important to follow those.
And if the
covenants.
development's still under, like you still have quite a few of the lots for sale, as long as the developer has, I believe it's one lot left, they are still in control of the association and can control what's happening inside of that development. So typically the person who is a stickler about those things is that developer, because they still have ground to sell and they don't want someone else devaluing that ground by not following the covenants.
Yep.
So we're seeing a lot of associations get rid of the wood privacy fences. That's a big one. I know there's a few developers that don't like those because it's about a year and a half after someone puts them up. If they don't touch them, they start to look like garbage.
Yeah.
So you're seeing more of the white vinyl or the black chain link. I have a few specs that couldn't have any fence, and that was a major factor in trying to sell it because it was on a golf course. Well,
Yep.
people have kids, and they have pets. They want to put a fence up, and that's another major thing that you could get stuck with. If you want a fence and you're in a development that doesn't have it and you didn't read your covenants, kind of out of luck there. So
Right. So we haven't had any questions come in about this, so either everyone's already an expert on this or we're just doing a really good job of explaining what they are.
killing it.
We're just killing it. I think we're doing a pretty good job.
Dwight agrees.
Dwight, he always agrees with us. Is Tim...
No, he doesn't.
I was going to ask him a question about you and have him agree with me, but
Yeah, right.
you stole it, so anyway.
So associations are a big thing. We have to deal with it every day. It's just the way it is. It's not like we can get around it. We can't change them. Sometimes you can amend them depending on where you are in the construction. I know that we've got a development we're working in right now, and we're trying to decide, these lots back up to a busier road. Maybe we can reduce the size of the homes there. And like I said, if the developers have lots for sale or still own lots in there, they have the ability to change those covenants. So definitely something to consider when building, when buying. Oh, let's talk about selling. So in associations where you have annual dues, this has really become popular. We have to get what we call Homeowners Association due affidavits. And all that is it states that the association has to show the attorneys that you are current on your dues, or you basically can't sell the house. So
Or you have to pay. So if you haven't paid, if you've been living in your house for 7 years and you haven't paid your homeowners association dues at all, you're going to have to pay 7 years worth of association dues.
or as long, whatever they tell you have to pay. So if
Yeah.
they miss the first 4, you got lucky, and you only have to pay 3. So
Right.
But yeah, that's definitely something that is new to our market, to my knowledge, is that they verify those dues are paid. And I'm assuming it's because back in, when the market went down in 07, 8, 9, they had a lot of people who weren't paying their dues, and associations couldn't collect that money. Or it got transferred to the new buyer who bought, and then all of a sudden they're stuck with a $900 bill that they're not really looking forward to paying. So
Yeah.
we do protect sellers and we do protect buyers to make sure that those are taken care of, and you're not stuck with something you didn't know about. It's not your fault.
Right.
So
Yep.
yeah, we are still looking for more topics to talk about, because
I will say thank you to Dora. She's our assistant. She does an awesome job, and she just took it upon herself to come up with some topics for us for our Facebook Lives, because she probably got sick of hearing us talk about randomness. So thank you, Dora, for coming up with this topic. And I told her it saved us about 10 minutes worth of arguing every night, because we can never decide what we want to talk about. So we're good for like the next maybe 3 or 4 lives, but then we're going to need some more ideas.
yep,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you read that text from your friend?
I did not.
She mentioned the plumber butt comment on Facebook.
Oh.
That's why I just kind of randomly laughed.
For those of you who, nobody really should know what this is, except for a few people.
Yeah, I suppose.
I texted him this morning and said that our shower was leaking, and he said, "Oh no, that's just it's not a leak.
It just drips.
I said, no, it's a leak. It's been leaking for an hour now. I know I'm a woman, but I know a thing or two about plumbing.
So who should we call?
And so I said, who do you want me to call? And he replies with, plumber butt, fixer pants.
You don't know who that is?
And I said, who's that? And I don't even think you replied to me at all.
No,
all day.
I just got in the car. and I
No
drove away.
response. Nothing, no help, nothing.
How it is.
But it's fixed, everyone. It's done. We got it fixed. No
Plumber
more
butt
leaking
fixer
water.
pants came over and fixed our shower.
I really hope he's not watching right now.
He's not really plumber butt fixer
I know,
pants.
but you're basically calling him that right now.
No.
Yeah. Anyway.
We're going to hash this out. So our kids are in bed, and it is 9:30, so we have time to go out, and we are going to work out tonight. So
Sleeping kids.
kids will sleep, and we will work out, so we are going to let you go. We will be back here soon, hopefully 3 days if we can fit it in, but we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and Twitter.
And YouTube.
So it's SCHEIBREALEST and the number 8 on Instagram and Twitter. And then on Snapchat, it's Iowa Real S and then the number 8.
S meaning ES.
EST 8.
Okay. Gotcha. And please bring your questions. We're struggling here for
Not really. Hey, I appreciate you guys following along. You guys stuck with us.
Yes. You guys must be really bored or there's nothing good on TV right now to stick around and watch.
Again, if you didn't see it in the
This.
beginning, this is a growler, and I think it's pretty awesome. It's like a trophy. When I got it, I was like, this feels like a trophy.
This is better. This is a much better trophy.
I don't even really drink beer, but this is my new water bottle, I guess.
Oh my gosh, no. All right. Thanks for watching.
We'll see ya.